Welcome. Myself and Myra are here. Thank you for joining us. Today we're going to have, I think, a great meeting. It's going to be an open topic. Just before we get into it, I wanted to share just kind of an overview of what we did before. Just again, saying that as many of y'all know, you are owner operators, you are not drivers, and there are a couple of things that it has its own pros and cons. This system has its own pros and cons, but legally we cannot micromanage you because of the common law and because of the IRS 20-factor questions. If anybody has questions about that or want to talk about that, just let us know. Yes, but again, you are self-dispatched owner-operators, not drivers. Thank you for joining us. The open topic today is going to be just about anything y'all like. I wanted to give on a screen just a couple ideas of, suggestions of what we can talk about. Anybody has any questions about BTO card points, which we had this system and this in our guidelines for a long time. It just hasn't been noticed as much, but right now we're pushing it to make this, a gauge for you to easily see and not be blindsided. Well, oh my gosh, am I gonna get terminated or not? It just makes it easier because you are in control. Literally, you are the owner operator, and you are in control here at PDP. With how, where, and when you drive, but also specifically with the points, it gives you a gauge to understand where you are with roadside inspections and any type of negative points because of the failed inspection. And this meeting, these online meetings, we're giving 3 points, positive points, to every owner operator that shows up here. So it will be accounted for you. So just make sure, please, you have the full name so that we can put you in these papers right here, and then once we have them in here, we'll do the drawing also. But anybody whose name goes on that paper today will receive 3 points towards their BTO card, and also a possibility to win $300. ELD Dashlink 2.0, I just wanted to say that we are on schedule to get those done. We're very close. Some of you that haven't done it yet, I ask y'all to please do it as soon as possible, because at the end of this month, if we do not return it by the end of this month, well, I mean, we'll have to charge y'all $250, because that's what BTO is charging us for not returning those old devices. I'm sorry, yes, Big Road. So please make sure to have it switched before next week, Wednesday. Yes, and if y'all have any questions with that, contact BTO integration, myself, Lindsay. And effective today, we actually have a new team member, Bianca, that's joining us. So if any of y'all spoke to her already, please welcome her. We also have a Fleet Complete Inspection app. If any of you have any questions regarding that, we are going to be enforcing that more and more, but right now we are still in the stages of preparing it. PMs, truck, trailer, reefer, quarterly inspections, state inspections. Anybody have any questions on that? We can answer. ELD questions, anything regarding ELD, personal conveyance, hours of service that changes effective. Yes, ELD questions, any type of ELD questions, personal conveyance, hours of service that are being changing starting 29th next week. Yes, and then COVID exemption till the end of this year. If you have any questions about that, roadside inspections, just big ones that I was thinking a lot of people ask. Well, roadside inspections. I just got a warning, and sadly, a warning is still a bad violation. I know that a lot of times they tell you it's just a warning because they do not want to get in confrontation with you, which that totally makes sense with everything that's going on right now. But just so you know, a warning is still a violation. It still gives you bad points. It goes on your CSA record. And that's another thing. What is CSA record, MVR record? A lot of people say, well, I have a perfect record. Yes, your state record is a good record, but your CSA, which is the federal one with all the roadside inspections, it's not good. And that's where you got to be looking for too also. Yes, but with roadside, the biggest thing I think is that when it comes to the understanding of what roadside is. Roadside inspections are a test. They're not a training exercise. So you got to make sure that you are ready and you are knowledgeable and you have everything, all your ducks in a row before you're pulled over by DOT. Yes, and so that's kind of ideas, but we can talk about anything. So I'm going to open up the floor. Give me 1 sec. And again, all of you guys that are coming on, I have a couple people that are named with either iPhone or Galaxy S8 that just joined us. If you want to participate, if you want to be part of the $300 winning or possibly to win the $300, I need to see your names, your full names, please, so that we can account for it. So you have a way to change it on your end. Yes, just click on the I think edit or something like that and rename yourself. Alrighty, so without further ado, I'm going to open up for questions.
Somebody's saying Peter.
Yes, go ahead.
Can you hear me, Peter?
Yes, I can hear you now, Mike.
Yeah, this is Woody. So just let you know,
okay.
my name's different on there.
Okay.
So make sure you mark me down.
What is your name on there?
Mike.
Oh, okay. All right,
Yeah.
Here, let me see if I can change
so,
that.
So remember the deal. I'll throw your extra 150 to you. So when I win, okay?
Okay. No.
Question about the inspect app.
Yes.
Is there any way to get that fixed where we don't have to put the hubometer in for our trailer as well? When you do your trailer, you have to put your speedometer in. It doesn't automatically populate that field. I mean, it's not a big deal, but
Yes, good question. Thank you, Mike. No, and the reason why we actually put it in there, it serves a purpose. I know it's kind of like, well, the sometimes the trailer does not have the odometer, so what do you put? Put your truck's odometer if need to, but we need it so that we could use it for the scheduled PMs. And without that, it's hard for us to gauge. We're doing it, once a quarter, but also per mile. So that's why.
What about hours? Mike has a reefer.
Right.
Can he use the hours, or is there a different space for the hours?
No, it don't have the hours. We haven't gone that far yet.
No, you have to put in the correct mileage, or else it won't go through. So I just do my truck first, and then I know exactly what my mileage is, and then I do the trailer. But it's no big deal. I was just wondering if that was a glitch or if it was on purpose.
Yeah, no, it was on purpose because we're trying to use that mileage, but it is a new system to us, so there are going to be some changes coming up towards as we are able to more utilize it and more integrate it. right now it's not so much integrated, which is why we're just having you guys use it, kind of learn it, testing it, yeah, and we're using it as a test on our end. Yes.
Gotcha.
Thank you. Okay, I gotta take some pictures. Anybody else have any other questions?
Question.
Go ahead.
So, if we get an inspection, and let's say they pass your inspection, but they put a warning on there, how are we able to fight that?
So if it is a roadside inspection, we can fight it through data queue. Yes, and we can fight it on your behalf and ours. We're doing it on both behalves. So if anything, and the way it works, obviously you have to give us some kind of proof what that inspection is and the story that they will, that we can understand to know what to put in. And we're just fighting anything and everything. Like if we can win, let's do it. But I do know that from what I do know, the story has to make sense. So just by throwing everything at it or anything at it doesn't mean you will win. So it has to be, make sense, and it has to be per FMCSA what they will consider to be.
And the more
possible.
proof you got, the better. If you have anything that can show them that what you're saying is correct, then you will have more chances of getting it removed from your record and PDP's record.
Yep.
Hey, Peter, how long does it take? Because I had an inspection and I passed. How long does it take to get the $100 there?
That should be instant.
As soon as you send it to us.
Yes.
If you don't send it to us, then we won't have a way of knowing that you passed that inspection until we review FMCSA website. But if you sent it to us, then it should have been posted to your dashboard already.
Okay, because I sent it, so I might have just overlooked it and didn't see it on the. And that new dashboard that you have, Peter, is not. It's really hard to scroll on a phone now. So I don't know if you've had issues with that before. People with that, used to it was kind of nice and you could pinch and zoom, but now you kind of got to like move the page over so you can't really view everything on one screen. It's a little tougher now. And then if you understand what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying. You're talking about daily trends. Yes, we switched to that one because it's much faster. So it's just a matter of getting them, getting us adjusting to it. But it's on the list to be edited. My IT guys, they're working on something else right now. They're working on ACH so that we're able to send money to you guys via ACH instantly or really fast and not be late like we are, and it automatically posts everything. So I have not, usually the way IT works, at least the ones that we have, if you give them too much, a little this, a little that, then nothing gets done. So it's just easier if we focus on one thing at a time. But as soon as he's done with that, I do have that issue in one of the things that to be fixed. So that's coming up soon.
Okay. And I just checked, not to bug you, but I still didn't get that $100, so.
Okay. I would recommend.
We'll check on that, Woody.
Yes.
We'll definitely check on it. I can check after the meeting if you want. I just want to make sure that you send it.
If you need the $100, Peter. Yeah, if you need the money, Peter, just keep it for a while.
I prefer to pay you guys, to be honest. Thank you for passing it. You are my hero, okay?
So if you don't mind, go ahead and send it to me or send it to the admin email again. That way I can find it faster and get you that $100.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you very much.
We're headed to Outback Steakhouse as soon as this is over with now, since you said that.
Yeah, I know.
Alrighty. Anybody else have any other questions?
Hey, Peter.
How long does it take to follow up? Like, how long does the process take to get the status back from them once you guys,
Data queue?
sorry, I'm trying to.
Yes, no problem, Amber. Yes, it takes, every case is different, and it has to do with, I think, that specific DOT officer or state or whichever, because it basically goes to them directly, and then they have to review it. We've seen it sometimes within a day, and we've seen it sometimes in a couple of weeks, actually.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Any other questions, Amber, regarding the data queue?
Now I'll be calling y'all tomorrow.
Okay. Good.
Hey, Peter, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Daryl, yes, we can hear you.
Oh, okay. I solved a lot of my problems with my phone. I got a tablet, and I just keep it on the dash, and I can keep all my trackers on it, MicroPoint and at Project 77 or 44, whatever it is. But the ELD runs absolutely perfect on it, which also freed up my phone, and because I started having phone problems with all the apps and everything that was running on it. But I actually got an Android tablet that mirrors my Android phone, and it was so simple to cross everything from one to the other, and it just made life so much easier being able to look at that tablet, and especially if you're going down the road or something like that, you can keep it up all the time and still have the freedom to use your phone. So just an FYI for everybody, that the tablet really, really made my life 100% easier, having that in the truck versus having to fumble with my phone or trying to, use a typing pad on my phone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would definitely recommend getting a tablet for everybody, because not just, that's one of the things that you can do, this app, Big Road app, but also the load boards. If you have a load board that you're using and the web browser version of it from a tablet or a computer, you have much more options on it. So definitely, if you have a chance to get a tablet, get it. And I would recommend to definitely get it with good internet provider, so that you have reception everywhere, but also enough data so that it doesn't get shut down. Because we've had an instant, I called, it's actually one of y'all who is in this meeting today. I'm not going to say the name, but I thought that, that person trying to falsify and do all this stuff, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, this is just ridiculous. And then bottom line, it turned out that the data for that device just ran out, and that person, that BTO, was doing everything right, but I did it. I thought it wasn't. So anyway, you just got to make sure you have enough data. Otherwise, stuff like that happens, and it ain't pretty.
That was a really good BTO, I tell you.
Okay, well, you're the one who came up, but yes. Sorry about that, Amber, but I'm grateful that it wasn't you. Yeah, because otherwise it would have been not a pleasant thing. Anyway.
Hey, to follow up with that, Peter, I've been running an iPad, and for the last probably 3 years, and I have Sprint, which is now Sprint T-Mobile, and I'll be honest, I go, and you know where we go all over the place, and it's always connected. I never have an issue. It's unlimited data. I can stream movies on it if I want or whatever. But to what the other gentleman was saying there, it makes life a whole lot easier. And when you put up your clock, because I have mine mounted to my dash, so not only do you see your ELD with how much time you break and all that, but it also has that map there, which is nice and expanded. and you can kind of like, reach over and look and see if there's traffic up ahead. There's a lot of benefits to having that tablet and running
Yep.
your business off of the tablet than it is to, try to do it from a phone. So
Yep.
I will, definitely suggest people get an iPad or an Android or something. But a while back, I sent you an email on just, because we were all trying to.
Woody.
Hey, buddy.
Oh, can you hear me? Sorry.
Yeah.
Yes, Phil.
What's up?
I don't know how to, I'm driving, dude. I don't know how to put this thing on mute, man. Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt. Right.
No, you're good.
Okay, I'll do it.
One of the other things, Peter, is we're all trying to be successful, and I know a lot of these companies have apps like TQL, CH Robinson, and so on. Can you provide us with a list of companies that we actually, other than looking on the load boards and stuff, that you can actually give us a copy or tell us this is what you guys need to have? These are the apps, like Uber Freight, and real quick on Uber, if y'all don't know this, but for Dallas, well, really everywhere. How it happened, I don't know, and I'm not saying it was me, but we're now set up for power only with Uber, which is a wonderful thing. So if people want to do just power only, and if you live in Texas and those surrounding areas, I think you can make a pretty good living with them, and maybe get home once a night, once or twice a week, or on the weekends or something. So, but just a list of those and new companies and things that are coming on, all the time. New things pop up, new ways to book loads, better ways to book loads. So I don't know if you could send us that list. That would help us. I have 360 and Echo and a few of them, but I'm sure I'm missing one or two.
I'm going to have shipping specialist team probably send a mass email about this. But the thing is, we've had a lot of these for a long time, but not everybody's interested in all of them. So I understand that it's probably not going to be used by everybody. But yes, I agree to send out just so that everybody would know what that list is. But if anybody, once we send that email, once we give you all of that, everybody is more than able to, and we encourage you to reach out to shipping specialist team. They're the ones who handle this, but there's a lot of them that are coming up with a lot of these new features that allow you to book it right there, like Uber. That's a very big advantage as a self-dispatched owner operator for you to have all of that, to be able to do it like that. It's just, it solves the problem of just having to, what do you call it? Instead of unpleasant conversations that you might not want, or when you're trying to reach somebody and you just can't get through. So yes, but we'll do that. I'm gonna put myself.
Okay,
give myself
a
note.
Big help, because I'm a big app person, and if I can find something, and we kind of know what rates are going on, and you can make, hey, if I'm going to make $3 a mile off that's probably a pretty good, lane to run or whatever. So it would just kind of make it a little bit easier, I think, for some of us that like to use the app more so than trying to call these, the brokers so much. So, but thank you, Peter.
Yep. All ready? Go ahead.
Hey, so I saw that that DAT got a new app, DAT 1, where you, instead of having to call, like a lot of times Chop Tank and Landstar, they don't answer the phone, that on DAT 1 you can get the direct email of the broker, and you just log into it with the same login as you do for DAT. It's a new app.
Okay.
They also have Book Now on DAT load board.
Yeah, the DAT 1. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
yep.
But that doesn't give you enough information, though, on that Book Now that I found.
right. Well, you'd have to email. For those people that email, I'm not really a big emailer, but my wife dispatches me. She emails everybody. So
I personally call every load because I want to negotiate.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm going to call every single one. Now that's just my preference because I'm going to get something above what's on there. May not be much, but I'm going to get something. But I have
True.
got $500.
Yeah.
I have gotten $1,000 more than they wanted on there because they may want it to sit on the truck for 3 days or what have you. So I just always make it a point to call. I don't like talking to them a lot either, but sometimes it pays.
Right.
True.
Well, I was just gonna say too that it'll show like they have 10 loads available. You know, so like if you're doing like round robins, you know, where you just like to do the storage to storage without having to do a drop and hook, they'll show exactly how many reloads they have, and they also show like say you and your buddy want to do a load together, they'll show how many loads are available, you know, the same day. So that's on that one. It's a little bit different. It'll also show you like where service places are, where places to park, where food is available, stuff that you can't really find on like Trucker Tools or like Trucker Path. So.
And that's on DAT1? Is that what's the web address? Is it dat1.com?
I believe so. It's an app. It's an app that
an app, yeah.
You know, I like to go in there and look at to see what's new, and it's just a little bit different. You know, it'll also show you like, you know, where if you park somewhere, what conveniences are close. You know,
nice.
I mean, a lot of times I try to avoid major truck stops, so I would rather eat at a mom and pop's place than eat at Arby's.
Nice.
So, yeah.
DAT1. Okay, appreciate the info.
And it's the same login as your dad. So.
Okay.
Alrighty.
We still have a couple of guys with iPhone and Galaxy, so
one other thing, don't be afraid to talk to the shippers or receivers. I actually got in with a company out here in California. And California is not, I'll tell you right now, it's not my favorite place to come, but I don't mind it because every other week when I come out here, I get a rate of $3 plus a mile. And 2 weeks ago, I took a 3-stopper, one in New York and 2 in Connecticut, and from California to there, it paid $9,000. To me, that's my highest rate I've ever got. And then I came back out here a week later and got another rate, 1 pick, 1 drop from California to Boston for $8,700. And
wow,
I'm picking up another one, 1 pick, 1 drop, going from California to Lakeland, Florida, $7,700. And trying to get loads back out here are crap. You're talking maybe $1.25, you know, hopefully $1.50 a mile, but the return is what I do to get out here. But, you know, usually from the East Coast, I'll always go to Texas. I live in Alabama, so it makes it easy to swing by the house. And if I have to do something like drop paperwork off or something like that with Peter, I can do that. Plus get my inspection in the state. And I found that I make more money going from the East Coast to Texas and then Texas to California, other than trying to find a load from the East Coast all the way to the West Coast, because you're lucky if you get $1 doing that. But I've actually asked some of the shippers and receivers and have actually got
there you're breaking up.
3 or 4 brokers that I use. Sorry about
yeah, go ahead.
I'm out here in California now. I'm close to the 30. I'm dropping.
Yeah, you're breaking up bad. Try to get, I don't know, closer to the sky. Yes. Any other questions that anybody has about ELDs? Everybody knows the changes that are coming up, right?
I have some questions.
Go ahead.
You know, I'm curious about how everybody has been using, or if you're using the HOS exemption for emergency restocking of shelves. I used to use it pretty heavily when the pandemic first broke. And then after June or July, when they canceled it for a month, I kind of got out of using it. And then basically I've had to use it on a few occasions to make my logs right. And now that they've extended it to December 31st, I'm wondering, is anybody using the HOS exemptions? And if so, have you had any issues at scale houses questioning you? And if you do get questioned, what are they looking for? I mean, because basically it sounds to me it's kind of ambiguous, but it does sound like pretty much any load that is food related running to a distribution center qualifies for the exemption. And that's all I pretty much run is produce and frozen and juice and stuff like that. So, well, what are you guys' thoughts on that? Has anybody run across any inspections? What are they looking for? Do we need any particular, paperwork? Are they more apt to throw a violation at you? Or what do you guys think about that?
Hey, Peter, this is Randy.
Yes.
I was up here in Pocatello, Idaho last week, and I got pulled in for an inspection. The DOT officer got up on the side of the truck. I showed him my bills and everything. He said, you're exempt. He said, I don't need to talk to you no more. And he said, you're under exemption. So he just let me go. I mean, he didn't even want to inspect me at all.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was exempt. I had a load of frozen chicken. Matter of fact, it's the same load I've been hauling for 3 weeks up here to Boise, Idaho, and Woodburn, Oregon up here.
Yep.
For my part, if it does, I don't use it for anything because there's no sense in killing yourself when you've got a normal delivery time. You don't really do anything by it unless they go, we'll give you an extra $2,000 if you get this load there in this amount of time. If not, I mean, there's really no sense in even doing it because they give you normal delivery time. Take your time, do your normal thing, because when you get there, you got to take a break anyway before you can start back. So
but I gotta interject. Oh yeah.
You're just shooting yourself in the foot when you do use it and taking a chance on getting caught with your pants.
Well, there are particular situations where it can actually dramatically increase your weekly revenue. I had an opportunity where I could run a load. And it could deliver it could deliver before 5 a.m. Receiving was midnight to 5 a.m. And the appointment was for Friday. But if I got it there Thursday, they would take it, and it was out of Florida, so it didn't pay very well. But it was 700 miles, and basically with your on-duty time and your deadhead and sitting around, I ended up, just banging it out and doing it, but I used the exemption. It was going to an Aldi, and it was melons or whatever. But because I did that, the next day I was able to clock another $3 or $4 grand by Saturday. It just really worked out elegantly. So the only other times that I've used it.
Yeah, I want to say that it makes sense to do it, but only if you're doing it right. And if you are doing that right, then you have nothing to be afraid of. And that's the key. You have to do it right. You have to know what you're doing. Yes, most of the time they will just let you go. But if you get one that's, I don't know, trying to test his abilities and stuff like that and trying to figure out how to, all of that works or somebody new, DOT, then long story short, there's a right way to do it. And I recommend that, first of all, whenever you're driving and right before the 11 o'clock runs out, stop, pull over, just break that drive time. And then wait until it gives you all the zeros on the front dash, where you have the map and then the duty status, that little circle. Once the hours run out, when you click on that duty status, it'll give you an option for emergency, or enable emergency use driving or something like that. And then everything will turn green and you're good. But you have to understand that only works until midnight of that day. next day it will reset itself. So yes, you're able to do that just to finish up a load. Just like in here, for example, 700 miles. You could have done probably 600 miles, so you needed extra, you know, just to deliver that extra 100 miles or something like that. Yeah, that's totally fine. You just got to make sure that you use it like that so that it's all correct. Now, if you don't break the line, or if you just continue driving and then don't enable the emergency driving use and just finish up the day with that red line and then just sign and go to sleep, next morning you're not going to have ability to change it. And that is a violation at that time. And at that time, if you get pulled over by DOT, they will give you a violation. They'll call it a warning, but it's going to be a violation. And it's going to count against your scores and everything. So make sure you do it right. Also, the other reset rules still apply to you. And it's very, very important to understand that you absolutely cannot drive fatigue. Okay, if you're tired, or, I mean, you're trying to make it, but you are unable to make it, whatever the case, if you are driving fatigue, you are at risk of losing everything. I mean, flipping your truck just to get that extra, you know, couple $100, it's not worth it. So just please make sure you consider all of that before you actually do it. But as long as if you do it right, we have no problem with that. And yes, go right ahead and do it. Okay, I'll open it up again. Any other questions or on this topic? Somebody's trying to talk, but it's very...
breaking up really bad.
Yeah, breaking up. Oh, and we lost it. I think that was Phil. Any other questions, or maybe on this topic? Because we're about to close.
Sorry,
yes.
Peter, I lost connection. I do have a question for you.
Go ahead.
I got a chance to actually sit in on a Zoom meeting from the Big Road guys, and they kind of walked through the new rules of the hours of service, which I thought was pretty beneficial. It really clarified some things that I didn't really know about as far as using the 30-minute on-duty break and how that can be beneficial. And there's some other attributes to it, understanding how we can extend our clock. You know, so that was great. But there's something I'm a little confused about, which is the use of adverse conditions versus emergency drive. One of those, if you select I think it's if you select adverse conditions, you're locked into it until the end of your shift. You can't edit yourself out of it. Or, you know, so what can you explain to us a little bit about how to use adverse conditions versus emergency drive?
Yeah, so adverse condition is actually being changed during this September 29th update. They're changing it. And the idea is the definition of it changes. So it makes it more clear that it has to be driving when you are, when you didn't know about that issue. For example, fog, snow, like bad snow, like, you know, snow blizzard, for example. Traffic that you didn't know that was going to happen because of a accident, or, you know, where it usually does not happen. It does not work for accidents if it's you're going to go through a big city and you know that there's going to be a traffic jam at that area all the time. You know, so, and that's the definition that they changed it. It's up to 2 hours I was reading this, and I actually have a video, a very cool video that goes through this. I only found it today, and I can share it with everybody, but it's very cool because it talks about all of those changes, talks about how to use the 30-minute. They're talking about the 3-7 split, 8-2 split, and then this thing about adverse conditions. So yes, but basically the definition of it changes, and you have to be careful on how to use it, because they're not going to go for, well, there was an accident, or, well, did you know there was you were going through downtown Dallas and you thought at 5 p.m. you're gonna you're not going to be, there's always a traffic through downtown Dallas at 5 p.m. You know, you cannot use adverse condition for that. So just FYI. Okay, and yeah, so we are very, wow, oh wow, 6:41. We're going to close, but before we do that, we have to do our next thing. So, okay, I got...
what about we call out the names?
Yeah.
And then if you don't hear your name, just let us know so we can put you in there.
Yes. Okay, so Gregory Johnson. Alrighty. So I think that's good.
Okay.
Okay. Who's gonna be the lucky one? How about I hold a hat and you pick?
All right.
I got it.
Are you gonna draw for the 300 now?
Yes.
Yes.
Why not?
This ain't for a problem. Randy, your name ain't in there. I told him to throw your name.
Hey, I don't even know who you are.
Make sure they're all good.
Ain't known you but what, 12 years?
Okay, everybody sees we're not cheating here, okay?
Are we doing the first one?
Yeah, you do.
Yeah?
It's only one person.
Okay.
Let me reach in there and get it.
No. All right,
Okay.
Myra, go ahead.
If everybody is ready,
Da 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 da
here
da
goes the
da.
lucky
Drums.
hand.
Get her done.
Who's the lucky winner? Maybe no. Let's put that back. No, just kidding.
You want it back?
No. Let's do it. Who's the winner?
Oh my! You guys want to know? Michael Barnes.
Michael Barnes. Oh yeah. Okay.
Congratulations, Mike.
That was not rigged. We're not gonna do any of those counting and stuff like that.
Okay.
Randy, I told you to throw your name out there, didn't I?
Hey,
Here it is.
I'm not gonna say nothing. We need to revote. That was rigged.
So.
Peter, go on and mute Randy back there. Just go ahead.
Okay, every Monday. Yes, every Monday we're gonna do this. We're probably gonna do this for the next maybe 1 to 2 months, every Monday, and then after that it's gonna be once a month. But everybody who is in this hat, all these names, we're gonna give you the 3 points, like I said. So right now, while we're doing this every Monday, you have a chance to build up some points for yourself. Yes, but thank you all for joining us. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Thank you.
Yep, here's a video.
Bye, everyone.
Adios. Be safe, drivers.
Bye. You've been laid off recently? I can help you. I got a great opportunity for you. Come join PDP as a self-dispatched owner-operator where you have full control over how, when, and where you drive. We are a service trucking company for self-dispatched owner-operators, and transparency is our priority. You deserve to know exactly what your cost is. We pay same day after every load, and it's 85% to the truck. You can buy your own truck at a decent price right now because of the market, and then come join us. We're getting more reefers and vans for lease to own or rental options. So fill out our quick mobile app to grab this opportunity.